Bangor. From the Great North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, a shooting in the neighborhood of Kennedy Park in Portland on Monday was not the first of its kind for the area. Details coming up.
Plus, we'll hear from Bangor residents who are concerned over an observable increase in discarded syringes.
And we'll hear concerns over the future of same-sex marriage. This and more local news right now.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for joining us here on Good Morning Maine this morning. It's Wednesday, July 6th. We're halfway through the week, ready to rock and roll. The rain's moved out for the time being.
Yep, it rained overnight. It's clearing out. It's good.
Not a lot of power outages in the area. That's
Right.
always a plus
Right.
because we always know northern Maine, lots of trees out there.
Right. You never know.
Never know. Let's get a first check of our forecast with Devin Biggs. He joins us now.
Hey, Joe and Emma, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. We have a small craft advisory in effect until 5 p.m. this afternoon. We have our area of low pressure moving in. The winds are going to get gusty this afternoon. It's already starting to stir up the ocean with wave heights getting pretty high. But for now, though, we're watching the rain tracking on towards the east. It's actually clearing out a little bit quicker than originally forecasted, which is good news. So that means we'll get this out of here a little bit sooner. And that means the sunshine will be making a return. Let's throw the radar into motion here. Again, the last few frames we've been seeing some moderate rainfall, though. But within the last few hours, things have been starting to clear out just a little bit. A wider look, though, is showing this area of low pressure that'll be tracking off towards the east. A lot of clearing coming up right behind that, so we'll be under a mostly sunny sky with a few passing clouds this afternoon. And, of course, the winds will get gusty in a few areas. Maybe a few wraparound showers after the main event gets out of here, but really clearing out of here later on today. And that will last into the overnight period as well. As for the wind, those will be picking up to around 15 to maybe 20 miles per hour, sustained gusts up to 30 not out of the question before we start calming that down dramatically later on tonight. So for today, middle 70s, some morning rain showers, otherwise decreasing clouds. That south wind getting up to about 30 miles per hour at times. Later on tonight, mostly clear, pretty calm out there. Lows in the upper 40s, that north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. In your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning period in the parts of the afternoon, showing decreasing clouds eventually, temperatures making it into the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Devin, thank you.
First up this morning, in the growing aftermath of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, Governor Mills has signed an executive order to ensure access to abortion in Maine and to protect health care clinicians who provide abortion services.
The executive order prohibits Maine state agencies from cooperating with another state's investigation into a person, organization, or healthcare provider for delivering abortion care in Maine. It also directs state agencies to conduct a review of laws and regulations for barriers to reproductive health care, and under the law, works to remove or minimize those barriers. Finally, the order makes clear that the governor will exercise her authority within the law to decline extradition attempts from other states pursuing criminal charges against a person or receiving or performing abortion care. In a statement, the governor said, quote, "A woman's right to choose is just that, a woman's, not a politician's. This executive order makes clear the access to reproductive health care and the health care providers who offer it will be protected by my administration," end quote.
Portland police rushed to help a shooting victim Monday night in a neighborhood that's become notorious for violence, especially on the 4th of July. It happened around 11 o'clock in Kennedy Park off Franklin Avenue. As Brad Rogers shows us, the large crowd then targeted officers with fireworks.
The first officers on the scene found a man lying here with a gunshot wound. They immediately started to render first aid. At the same time, the crowd nearby turned their attention to officers, became hostile, and started shooting fireworks at them.
I know that they were coming over the roof.
You can still see where a crowd launched fireworks at Portland police officers shortly after the shooting in Kennedy Park.
I didn't know there was a shooting.
I just assumed that it may have been fireworks because they were going pop, pop, pop.
Police say several officers were hit with sparks from fireworks intentionally aimed at them. In response, police shot non-lethal pepper balls into the crowd targeting them to counter the, quote, potential deadly force being used against officers, medics, and dozens of innocent bystanders.
I was really terrified for the police.
This neighbor, who did not want to be identified, says police showed great restraint.
They tried to get the kids to go back down into the park. They should be commended for doing what they did and trying to keep the control of the crowds. And then I saw them take one person in the ambulance.
The 35-year-old shooting victim, Bashir Hassan of Portland, was taken to Maine Medical Center and is in stable condition. The person who reported the shooting told police as Hassan laid on the ground, a group of people kept beating him before police got there.
It happens every year, every 4th or the next day.
Police say this same time last year, 10 shots were fired in Kennedy Park. No gunshot victims were found, but an unruly crowd again shot fireworks at police.
You wonder, you walk on eggshells, you wonder what's going to go on here.
Lee White and others believe most of the violent troublemakers don't live here.
Some of these kids come from different neighborhoods that came here.
Neighbors say Kennedy Park has become a dangerous place on the 4th of July, and they want something done about it before anyone else gets hurt.
Hopefully they find the person that did that.
Right now, investigators are trying to identify the gunman. Police describe him as a heavy-set black male about 6 feet tall. If you have any information about this, you're asked to call Portland Police.
Officials say a fire that destroyed a detached garage and required full mutual aid to fight was accidental. Dedham Fire Chief Craig Shane says the department responded to a report of a fire outside by the garage at 103 Herd Point Road around 9:45 p.m. Monday night. The fire was quickly upgraded to a working building fire, and full mutual aid was requested. When crews arrived, they found heavy fire from all sides of the large 2.5-story detached garage. Chief Shane says multiple lines were stretched to protect the home and surrounding woods from the spreading fire. Crews were able to extinguish the fire and cleared the scene at about 1 a.m. The garage is considered a total loss, but the house was saved, experiencing only minor siding and window damage. This fire has been investigated by the Maine Fire Marshal's office. The fire was ruled accidental and was not the result of any discharge of fireworks.
The State Fire Marshal's office has made an arrest in a 5-year-old arson case in Farmington. According to Maine Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss, investigators from the Fire Marshal's office arrested 34-year-old Kurt Searles of Phillips on Friday. Searles was charged with arson and conspiracy to commit arson in connection to a fire at the Falls General Store in April of 2017. The store was located at 176 Crosswell Road in Farmington and has since been demolished. Searles was transported to the Franklin County Jail and bail was set for $5,000. The arrest follows a 5-year investigation, and Moss says some new information helped investigators move forward in the case.
A Skowhegan man charged with lying to obtain a business loan from the Paycheck Protection Program entered a guilty plea in federal court in Bangor on Tuesday. Nathan Reardon pleaded guilty to 5 counts of bank fraud as part of a plea agreement that also included the dismissal of several other charges against him. The indictment states Reardon allegedly submitted fraudulent applications for PPP loans and direct loans from the Small Business Administration. The Justice Department says he also provided false information on the applications. According to court documents, Reardon faces a maximum of 30 years on the charges he pleaded guilty to, as well as a maximum fine of $1 million and up to 5 years of supervised release. It's not clear when he is due to be sentenced.
Bangor police are currently looking for 2 missing teenagers who left their home Sunday morning and have yet to return. Bangor Police Sergeant Wade Betters says 17-year-old Charity Bell and 15-year-old Madison Trotter left on foot and are believed to be traveling together. Betters says the two have connections in the greater Portland and Lake region area. Anyone with information is asked to contact their local law enforcement agency.
With the continued alarming rise in substance abuse comes another problem, a surplus of used needles and syringes being found around Bangor. But residents have different ideas about whether enough is being done about it. Matthew Duranczyk has the latest.
Bangor residents say there is a concerning rise in the amount of needles and syringes being left behind on street corners, in parks, and in front of homes. Health Equity Alliance Communications Manager Jill Henderson says there are a variety of factors causing this problem.
There can be lots of different reasons to see different levels of syringe waste in communities. Those things can be related to the access people have to dispose of syringes properly. Things like syringe exchanges and community sharps boxes go a very long way in giving people an access to getting rid of those syringes properly.
Even though the state is receiving $2 million from the Department of Labor to address this issue, citizens think not enough is being done.
It was just last Wednesday, so less than a week ago today. I was walking by 16 Central Street, which is right behind you, and there were 4 syringes that were laying in the open on the ground, just steps away from the sidewalk. I talked to Public Works. They said it's not on the sidewalk, it's not our problem.
There are sharp boxes within the city of Bangor, located at the 2nd Street Park, the Kenduskeag Stream, and the Broad Street Park. Despite those measures, David Wade said he's concerned about his kids in this kind of environment.
And I was scared, because I have a 4-year-old, and I worried that maybe he could pick it up and, get a transmissible disease, hepatitis, HIV.
However, Henderson is confident that sharp boxes are the best resources to combat the ongoing situation.
First of all, sharps boxes are really important because it means people don't have to carry syringe waste around with them as long. It's where people can dispose of them properly but not have to take up usable space.
Those who have found a needle or syringe on the ground should call the Maine Heal Center at 207-990-3626, where they will properly and safely take you step by step on how to properly dispose of the needles and syringes at the nearest drop-off location. Reporting from Bangor, Matthew Juronsik, ABC 7, Fox 22.
The time is now 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear why the governor has ordered flags across the state and nation to be lowered to half staff yesterday.
But first, let's get another look at your forecast. Temperatures in the mid-70s today. It should be a beautiful day in store for us. That rain has moved out of the area. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Temperatures drop below 50. Sunset is around 8:23 p.m. And tomorrow, we're back up in the high 70s with a little bit more sunshine.
The best value for your money is always at the Furniture Gallery. And now, during our Summer Sizzler sale, take home this Ashley recliner for only $2.99. And take an additional 10% off all other recliners. The Furniture Gallery's Camp and Cottage Queen foam or inner spring mattresses start at only $2.99. Big time inflation buster sofa and love seat for an incredible low price of $9.99. Special financing is available only at the Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, North Windham, and now open in Newport.
Do you struggle to open or close your windows? Are they drafty or leaky? Are you constantly adjusting your thermostat only to have your energy bill skyrocket? If you're nodding your head yes, Renewal by Andersen is your best solution. They custom build and install weather-tight replacement windows and back them with a generous, fully transferable limited warranty.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation. Plus, take advantage of this limited time offer with incredible savings and attractive financing. Don't miss out. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
Wherever you are, whether you're ready or not, it's coming. With a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
Hey, everyone! Listen up. It's time to take back the summer.
With fall. It's time to sing along.
With your new summer playlist.
Time to bring the heat.
And dance. Into the summer night.
Fox is all new. Old
Summer long.
What's the first thing you want to do when you take a bite of that? Take a second.
Big wow. That big wow.
Governor Mills has ordered the United States and state of Maine flags to be lowered to half-staff. This to honor the victims of the Highland Park, Illinois mass shooting. This follows a proclamation by President Biden that also orders U.S. flags to be flown at half-staff through Saturday, July 9th.
The decision to overturn Roe could put other laws in jeopardy. Some same-sex couples are now concerned their marriages could be on the line next. Mal Meyer has more on how families are preparing themselves.
Maine has some of the strongest protections that we found.
Bethany Smith and her wife, Brianna Dim, are moving to Maine for a job offer. Having LGBT rights and state law was a big factor in their decision.
It seems like the trend is the Supreme Court sends things back to the states and lets them make the decision.
That's what the justices essentially decided by overturning Roe versus Wade. But in Justice Clarence Thomas's opinion, he also suggested cases involving same-sex relationships and marriages should be revisited.
It's It's disappointing. It's disheartening. My wife and I are at a point where we're talking about starting a family, and there are just so many things in there that make us worried.
It became a reality that we might be next.
Windham resident Stephanie Clark and her wife Laura have 2 young kids.
We're both on our kids' birth certificates, but we've been told in the community that that's not a legal document. That's not enough.
That is true, according to experts, including the New England-based GLBTQ Legal Advocates and Defenders, or GLAD. They say a birth certificate is not a legal judgment establishing parentage and could be vulnerable to a legal challenge.
We now have the task of adopting our own children.
That is one route, because an adoption decree is final and cannot be undone. There's also a parentage judgment through the courts. And another option in Maine to protect your parental rights could be a voluntary acknowledgement of parentage.
It's our family. We need to protect ourselves legally since our country doesn't want to.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up after the break, the University of Maine has been concerned over lower admissions for the fall semester. We'll hear why.
Plus, hear about the new conservation law course that is being offered at Husson. This and more local news when we return.
The signs of spring are here. The sun's out for the evening commute. Whistles and clapping echo from the ball field. And the flowers bloom with warmer days on the horizon. Valley Home Services offers whole home comfort with the changing of the seasons. With a push of a button on a Fujitsu heat pump, you're ready for whatever spring brings. Humid days or cool nights, come home to comfort with Valley Home Services. Home is our middle name.
For over 17 years, ADA Fence Company has been offering top quality fences at the best price and doing the job right the first time. Choose from vinyl, ornamental, wood, rental, and chain link fences. ADA Fence Company also builds kennels, enclosures, and gates of all types and sizes. Proudly serving Eastern and Central Maine. Call ADA Fence Company today at 1-888-891-4564. ADA Fence Company, the professional fence people.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
The City of Stars is going full-on supernova for the Midsummer Classic. All the heavy hitters will be here. The blockbuster headliners, the square-jawed action heroes, the A-list of the A-list. So get ready, because the All-Star Game is back in Tinseltown, and we're rolling out the red, white, and blue carpet. Tuesday, July 19th on Fox.
The time is now 8:18. An unusual occurrence on Maine's coast has authorities saying the avian flu is to blame. There's been an uptick in the number of seals that have been getting stranded and dying off of the Maine coast this summer. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has confirmed that samples from 4 Maine seals tested positive for the avian flu virus. On Tuesday, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration said the animals all died or required euthanasia. NOAA says marine mammal rescuers started to notice an unusual high number of seal strandings in June, and then the USDA conducted the tests. The source of the outbreak among seals is still being investigated. The bird flu earlier this year led to the deaths of tens of millions of chickens and turkeys on farms across the U.S.
There's been a growing trend nationwide of high school graduates choosing not to attend college, and the University of Maine says they are seeing a similar pattern. Undergraduate enrollment across the country has declined by 1.4 million students. Robert Placido of the University of Maine system says they've seen a 3.4% decrease in fall enrollment from 2017 to 2021. This year, 25,882 students were admitted to the fall semester at UMaine, but only 4,041 enrolled so far. He says the university is working to recover from the enrollment declines by making more investments.
We are investing millions in the student experience. We're building new dorms, investing in our labs, renovating and updating facilities. We're also addressing the decline in Maine's high school population in several ways. There's just the fact that we have a smaller population, we have to do things differently.
Placido says declining enrollment may be a result of several factors, including COVID-19, political pressures, wars, and inflation.
Husson University recently launched a new 4-year degree program that will give students the opportunity to work in a field that protects Maine's natural resources. Sierra Jordan has the story.
If you have any ideas of becoming a game warden, park or forest ranger, or anything related to conservation law enforcement, Husson University might be the right call for you.
A truly important career, and hope we can give them the tools to go out and start a career and make a true difference.
Husson University will be launching a 4-year degree program in conservation law this fall. Director of Husson School and Legal Studies, John Michaud, says students will be learning topics that wouldn't normally be covered in typical law programs.
We took what I think is a very strong criminal justice program, and we added 6 or 7 conservation law topics.
Michaud says as the field continues to grow, there will be an increased demand for folks who understand the importance of wildlife and outdoor environmental regulation.
They expect about 1/3 of their officers to retire within the next 3 years. So that's a huge opportunity for our students. And as I mentioned, we're one of the very few schools in New England that will be offering this degree.
Students who finish the 4-year program can apply to the Maine Criminal Justice Academy. Michaud says this is beneficial for graduates who are interested in joining the Maine Warden Service or other law enforcement agencies.
So when they graduate with a bachelor's degree and they're certified law enforcement in the state of Maine. Now, if they're going in the warden service, what they would do is go back to warden school in a few months.
On-campus classes for the new degree program will start on August 29th as part of the upcoming fall semester. In Bangor, I'm Sierra Jordan reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, I was born just a little bit too late for that one. I would have jumped on that degree in a nutshell.
Yep, in another life I would have done the same. Or go to Bath Iron Works. Imagine me being on a submarine instead of right here with you right now.
I could see it. Could totally see it. I mean, not that I don't want you here. Of course I want you. I was like, I could totally see it. I could see you doing it.
I'm just kidding.
No, too claustrophobic. All right.
Well, the time is now 8:23.
Now let's bring in our meteorologist, Devin Biggs. He has the latest look at your weekday forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Hey, Joe and Emma, thank you very much. A small craft advisory is in effect until 5 p.m. this afternoon because the gusty winds stirring the ocean up. We'll show you those wave heights coming up in just a little bit. The rain, though, has been tracking off towards the east. And notice the coverage is really backed off. This is actually quicker than what the original forecast was thinking, which is good news. So as we'll get the sun out of here just a little bit sooner, or get the sun out a little bit sooner, I should say. So some good news to report there. But the winds will get gusty coming up during the afternoon as we get this area of low pressure here tracking off towards the east. High pressure will move in, push the clouds out of here. So that's why we will see a good amount of sunshine this afternoon and a mostly clear and calm night on the way later on tonight. But as for the wave heights right now, they're only at around 5 feet, so they are increasing, though. That is why that small craft advisory is up until later this evening. But again, the gusty winds reaching up to about 30 miles per hour in a few spots, though, throughout the daytime today, pretty much across the entire state. But by later this afternoon into the evening time frame, those will dramatically back off. So tonight will be a more peaceful evening. Our average high is 80 degrees. We'll be below that today in the middle 70s, with the upper 70s on Thursday, then back in the middle 70s on Friday, upper 70s by Saturday and Sunday, then lower 80s by Monday, then falling back down to the upper 70s as we head towards Tuesday. Muggy meter dew points are still up for a little while, but they're going to be falling back throughout the daytime today, then really becoming comfortable by Thursday, rising back up into the middle 60s, which is considered humid by Friday, then falling back again with another system that'll be passing through. So by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we'll be looking pretty good. UV index forecast is up again. It's at a 7 at its high, so a burn time of around 30 minutes. So the hat, the sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade all necessary to head out the door to avoid a bad sunburn. As for the water temperatures, though, as you're heading to the beaches, it's still pretty cool out there in the lower to middle 60s. So moving forward for taking a lot of this rain out of here, maybe a few wraparound showers not out of the question. The clouds will also be breaking up, becoming partly cloudy in the afternoon. Mostly clear later on tonight as the winds will also be backing off. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, a little bit more cloud cover moving in, but that's all we're really going to be seeing. Things will be looking pretty calm as we head towards tomorrow other than the cloud cover. But for today, middle 70s, some morning rain showers and decreasing clouds for the afternoon. That south wind getting up to about 30 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s under a mostly clear sky, north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, upper 70s, partly cloudy, and we'll have that southwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And here's a look at your extended forecast. Look at this. We're pretty dry for a couple days, so at least through Thursday, partly cloudy, highs in the upper 70s. This afternoon will also be dry. More thunderstorms by Friday. Then, of course, Saturday, mostly sunny, highs in the upper 70s. Then upper 70s Sunday, partly cloudy sky.
At Hashie's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashie's, we also do Rhino linings. We can Rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
It wasn't just a little bit of soot on an old family photo. It wasn't just a couple of books soaked in water. And when you called Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, you were not just another customer. That family photo hangs high yet again, and those irreplaceable first editions stay cemented in history. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
The most talented home cooks return.
There's someone from every season.
This is MasterChef Back to Win. Don't miss an all-new episode tonight only on Fox.
Saturday on Fox, two iconic teams reignite one of the league's fiercest rivalries.
1, 2, 3, win!
Raul Ruiz-Diaz leads the Seattle Sounders against Sebastian Blanco and the Portland Timbers.
Incredible!
It all kicks off Saturday at 4:30 Eastern on Fox.
Following an intense hours-long manhunt, authorities have their man, taking into custody 21-year-old Robert Crimo III, the only person of interest in Monday's deadly parade shooting in a Chicago suburb. Fox News senior correspondent Mike Tobin is in Chicago with more on how they tracked him down.
Authorities arresting the suspected gunman Robert Crimo III just hours after police believe he opened fire at a July 4th parade in Highland Park, Illinois.
That subject did flee. A brief pursuit went on. Ultimately, they were able to get the subject stopped.
According to authorities, the suspect climbed a ladder leading up to the roof of a business along the parade route, then started shooting at spectators and participants using a high-powered rifle.
There was a pop, 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 and a pause, and it sounded like he was reloading, and then pop, pop, pop again.
The shooter fled the scene but left the weapon behind, the ATF tracing the firearm, possibly helping to locate him. Multiple people were killed, including 5 adults at the scene. Dozens as young as 8 were injured and taken to local hospitals, many already released.
19 of those individuals were able to be treated and actually discharged home.
Families along the route initially fled in terror and were told to shelter in place, shaken as they were guided to safety by officers hours later.
Oh, you guys are good over here.
It was
frightening.
It was very frightening.
President Biden, making remarks at a White House 4th of July event, only briefly alluded to the mass shooting.
Each day we're reminded there's nothing guaranteed about our democracy.
Nothing guaranteed about our way of life.
Vice President Kamala Harris is heading to the Chicago area for a pre-scheduled event with educators. It is not known if she is planning a stop in Highland Park. In Chicago, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
To come here on the second half of our show, it's that time of the year again. Santa Claus is prepping for his big December trip, and a local Maine organization needs some help from our community.
Plus, there's a new type of paintbrush out there, and it has a mind of its own. We'll have this and more local news as Good Morning Maine continues.
Make the most of your waterfront with a Shoremaster dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. Shoremaster docks and boat lifts have been the trusted choice for decades. When you choose Shoremaster, you get the expert product knowledge and first-class service you've come to expect from Hammond Lumber. Hammond is the country's largest stocking dealer of Shoremaster products, so you don't have to wait to get the dock system you want. And Hammond offers statewide delivery and professional service after the sale. Get started on your dream waterfront today with Shoremaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
The bond between twins is a close one.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
As day is tonight.
Would you like me to introduce you to algebra? Ow, who? Oh boy.
And wrong is to right.
They both say weird kid who eats alone.
You can't have one without the other.
I need my own space.
But we've always shared a room.
I have a training bra.
When you complete your training, get back to me.
Young Sheldon.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
Welcome back. It's Hump Day, or in other words, Wednesday, July 6th of 2022. It looks like rain out there. Devin has the full forecast in just a moment.
16-year-old John Lennon met 15-year-old Paul McCartney for the first time 65 years ago today. 7 years later, on the same date, the Beatles' first movie, A Hard Day's Night, came out, and the movie Forrest Gump came out 28 years ago today.
Former President George W. Bush, Maine artist Jamie Wyeth, and actor Sylvester Stallone are all 76 years old today, and comedian Kevin Hart turns 43.
That's an interesting coincidence, all 76.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny that I feel like the longer time goes on, the more like, you know, it comes together, but still, I mean, that's right there.
I know, and I checked yesterday the birthdays, and nobody I really recognize just from a quick glance, but that's also just me. And today is National Umbrella Day, National Fried Chicken Day, and it's Take Your Webmaster to Lunch Day.
Yes, so grab your webmasters if you know of them or, you know, are friends with them.
If you know what they are.
Yeah, take them out if you know what they are. Take them out for some fried chicken. You won't need that umbrella, though, because it seems like all that rain we got last night is moving out of the air pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's clearing out. But just in case, just to double check, let's turn it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Good morning, Devin.
Hey, Joe and Emma, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. We have a small craft advisory in effect until 5 p.m. this afternoon. We have our area of low pressure moving in. The winds are going to get gusty this afternoon. It's already starting to stir up the ocean with wave heights getting pretty high. But for now, though, we're watching the rain tracking on towards the east. It's actually clearing out a little bit quicker than originally forecasted, which is good news. So that means we'll get this out of here a little bit sooner. That means the sunshine will be making a return. Let's show the radar in motion here. Again, the last few frames we've been seeing some moderate rainfall, though. But within the last few hours, things have been starting to clear out just a little bit. A wider look, though, showing this area of low pressure that'll be tracking off towards the east. A lot of clearing coming up right behind that, so we'll be under a mostly sunny sky with a few passing clouds this afternoon. And, of course, the winds will get gusty in a few areas. Maybe a few wraparound showers after the main event gets out of here, but really clearing out of here later on today. And that will last into the overnight period as well. As for the wind, those will be picking up to around 15 to maybe 20 miles per hour, sustained gusts up to 30 not out of the question before we start calming that down dramatically later on tonight. So for today, middle 70s, some morning rain showers, otherwise decreasing clouds. That south wind getting up to about 30 miles per hour at times. Later on tonight, mostly clear, pretty calm out there. Lows in the upper 40s, that north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. In your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning period in the parts of the afternoon, showing decreasing clouds eventually, temperatures making it into the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thank you, Devin.
After a July 4th celebration that looked much closer to what it did pre-pandemic, some local businesses say they saw a return to normal. Carissa Fifield says she has worked at the Portland Lobster Company for 16 years, and in her first year as their general manager, she says the holiday weekend met their expectations.
We have a lot of staff who've been here for a lot of years, and we thrive when it's busy. That's what we want. We're happy when the deck is full. We're happy when people are coming in off the street.
But not all businesses have been thriving. Portland Discovery, the company known for trolley tours and sunset cruises, said numbers have been down for them throughout the summer so far. They suspect it's due to the economy. Well, it's Christmas in July. A local organization is asking for gift donations to help children in need.
AJ Douglas spoke to organizers from the Maine Children's Home to learn how the community members can celebrate Christmas in July.
Oh, it's a really big deal. We count on the community to provide these types of supports.
The Christmas in July initiative supports Maine Children's Home Christmas program, which helps deliver gifts to children in lower-income families throughout the winter. The mid-season gift drive started in Waterville, but later expanded throughout the state of Maine. Community members are encouraged to donate gifts to support 1,100 children ages 12 and under. MHC understands the holidays could be a difficult time for many families.
A lot of families that, it's a hard time of year for them around the holidays with heating costs and just everything going on. And now with COVID, it's put a lot of hardships on families. So this is just a way to ease that burden.
Some might ask, why start preparing for Christmas in July?
Most people aren't thinking about Christmas until after Thanksgiving, but we've already been packing boxes for about 6 to 8 weeks by then.
Because it is a little earlier, we try hard to make sure that we're it is for the holidays, but if they need it before then, it's okay for them to use it for that too.
With inflation on the rise, organizers from the Maine Children's Home say they understand it may seem difficult to give, but they want the community to know that every little bit counts.
A lot of people are getting worried about what the winter is going to look like. Fuel prices are, skyrocketing, and maybe helping somebody else isn't always the first thought. However, this is a very generous community, and people do give. We'll get dollar bills sent to us.
For those interested in volunteering for the Christmas program or learning what donations are needed, visit mainechildren'shome.org. In Waterville, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
One moose in Utah cooling off from the heat while having a little bit of fun. Video from the Utah Department of Natural Resources shows the moose jumping around and making a big splash on Sunday at a reservoir in Utah.
The moose then comes out and re-enters the water on the other side. Once done cooling off, the moose then made its way into the canyon. And I don't know about you, but I would love to be that moose right about now.
Yep, I'm jealous. That looks really fun.
I know, with the beautiful day we have in store, too.
Yeah, I know. It's sunny.
From a moose to a bear at a Washington State Zoo, she is using her face as a paintbrush. The Northwest Trek Wildlife Park shared a video on Facebook of the female bear named Fern.
Zookeepers poured paint on the floor and hoped the bears would make colorful paw prints to sell at upcoming fundraisers. But Fern decided to put her face in the paint and smeared it to create her masterpiece. The zoo has named her the Bear Picasso.
She's doing good with the color blending, though. Look at that.
She's an abstract artist, and that head shake that could send some splatters.
Splatters around,
or
yeah.
Jackson Pollock. Now that's her new name. Yeah, still to come here this morning. Dave Peck sat down with Chad Finn from the Boston Globe, and they got a chance to discuss the Bruins' latest hire. Sports is next.
We'll be right back.
I served in the Army and was named the National Military Mother of the Year. I care deeply about our national security, and that's why I'm speaking out against the left's attacks on America's tech innovators. Their bill will empower China to beat America militarily and economically, and make it easier for Chinese hackers to steal our online data. I don't see how any Republican senator can support this liberal agenda. Tell Senate conservatives to reject the left's bill.
You don't just go to work. You do the work. And it shows. You're committed to training and inspiring others. And you play as hard as you work. For that, you need a vehicle as strong as you are to get you where you want to go. Dedication. That's a Varney value, and one you'll find at Varney Buick GMC, Hogan Road, Bangor.
On the next Last Man Standing,
You're a pushover. No, I'm not.
Vanessa tries to take control.
Mike doesn't make all the decisions around here. That welcome mat you're standing on, Mike wanted one that says go away.
It says go away.
When did he get that?
And Mike's worried about his dad.
How's the pot business? Business is great. I just hope people know what they're doing, putting this marijuana stuff in their bodies. You want some booze?
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
The Harper Boys are broing it up and crushing it with bromance. 2.5 Men, 5 nights a week.
On Fox 22.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, by now, you've probably seen it. For Black Bear, Jim Montgomery is the new Bruins head coach. And to dive a little deeper into the hire, we're excited to bring in Chad Finn of the Boston Globe, formerly the sports editor of the Maine campus. Chad, you might have the most unique perspective on this out of everyone because you've covered Montgomery as a player when you were a student at Maine back in 1993.
I did, yeah, the 92-93 Maine team that's 42-1-2 and a part of college hockey lore. 30 years ago, it doesn't feel like that, but I guess the hair color and all that stuff tells a different story here. But I was really happy to see Jimmy get the job. You could tell back then that he was probably going to be on that coaching track whenever his playing career was over. May never have guessed the Bruins, but that's how it's turned out. And I think there's a lot of people in Maine rooting for him.
Now, your most recent column, of course, it was the look into Montgomery through the lens of his days at Orono as a player, kind of as a mentor to some of the younger guys, Paul Carrier, of course. So based on kind of that experience from you knowing him from way back when, how would you assess this hire here?
Yeah, I think it's ideal. I mean, the Bruins, when they introduce him as coach formally next week, will absolutely cite the fact that he's good with young players. That was one of their knocks in Bruce Cassidy. Whether or not you think Bruce Cassidy was scapegoated for other things, that's one of their rationalizations for changing coaches. And Montgomery has a long track record, going back to Denver, coaching with the Stars, and then as an assistant with the Blues last couple of seasons. But it goes back even further than that. At UMaine, he was a senior on that 92-93 team. When Paul Carrier was a freshman, Carrier was just 17 years old when he came on campus. They were comparing him to Wayne Gretzky. He was incredibly talented, but he also had things to learn. He had to kind of navigate being a couple thousand miles from home. You know, he's from North Vancouver. Had to get used to the expectations of being a college hockey superstar as a kid. And Montgomery, more than anybody else, helped him with that, to the point that when Carrier won the Hobie Baker Award after his 100-point freshman season, first thing that Paul did when he received the award, Montgomery was sitting on the podium with him, and he thanked him for everything that he did for him that year. So Montgomery's track record with young players goes back a very long way.
Now, of course, that was like the alleged kind of issue with Bruce Cassidy, and you mentioned it. But was that one of the top, if not the top thing that Don Sweeney was looking for in this hire?
I think that's it. I hope he's not being set up to fail, honestly, Dave, because this is not an ideal situation he's coming into right now. Charlie McAvoy is going to be out for months to start the season. Patrice Bergeron is apparently coming back. Nothing's been formally announced about that, but it seems like he will be. But Brad Marchand won't be here. We don't know if David Pasternak wants to be here for the long haul. So there are a lot of things that Montgomery's going to have to navigate that Bruce Cassidy didn't have to navigate with a veteran team these last couple of years.
I wanted to pick your brain a little bit because 30 years ago, I'm sure you have some stories, maybe some memories of that 93 season traveling with them. Is there any particular story, memory of Monty or Correa or even Walsh that stands out to you?
Yeah, the Walsh one, I mean, I was so fortunate to cover him as a young reporter because He was brash. He was accessible. He would say anything, and he would give you the time of day as a young reporter, which is really all you're hoping for. It was a journalistic lesson every day. But I remember one time I referred to him in the main campus newspaper as a snake oil salesman, that the kind of a con artist. It's what Sports Illustrated had called him. And he calls me up on the phone. He's really mad, and he's like, "What the heck? Heck?" He didn't say heck is a snake oil salesman. It's like it's somebody who tries to pull the wool over people's eyes. And it was really quiet on the phone for a second, and then he's like, "Oh, all right, practice is at 4." Like things like that just didn't rattle him. He didn't get bothered by insults. He just wanted the attention. And I feel really fortunate to have covered that whole team, Sean Correa and Jim Montgomery, and it's nice to have that flashback to them this week.
Unbelievable. Well, thank you for coming on. Appreciate the time. And for everyone, check out the column on the Boston Globe. Chad, thank you very much for hopping on here.
Hey, thanks, Dave.
All right, Chad Finn. And again, you can find his stuff on the Boston Globe. Also, got to think he has a lot more stories covering the golden years from Maine. Hockey's just keeping them to himself. Maybe not suitable for TV. All right, let's transition now to another Mainer who's writing his own story on the basketball court and check in with Cooper Flagg and Team USA. Flagg and his team closed out group play at the FIBA U17 World Cup on Tuesday afternoon, beating Mali 112-64 to remain undefeated. Flagg scored 9 points while grabbing 5 rebounds along with 4 blocked shots. Team USA will next face Egypt in the round of 16 on Wednesday. And tip-off for that one is scheduled for 12:15 Eastern Time, and we will have coverage of that as well. All right, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Dynamic hatchbacks, capable and rugged SUVs and crossovers, go-anywhere vans, powerful full-size pickups. Toyota has more electrified all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models than any other brand, like the electrified RAV4 Hybrid with 40 mpg and up to a 580-mile total driving range. Your New England Toyota dealer, your electrified all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Bathfitter doesn't just fit your bath. We fit your life. When a normal day is anything but normal, we fit your schedule with our unique tub-over-tub process installed in as little as a day. When high quality is the only quality that matters, we fit your standards with a lifetime guarantee. Bathfitter. It just fits.
Now, with $600 off a complete bath system, it fits your budget too. We've never had a promotion this big, so call or click now.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
It's time to play Pop Quiz!
We're giving away big money all week.
You get in there and you go! Get in that booth! And next through, one of our favorite and funniest couples, Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard. Dax, when was the last time Kristen got jealous?
I'd love to hear what you would want to add.
Next through.
The Drew Barrymore Show, Wednesday at 3 on Fox 22.
And welcome back.
Here's a look at some of the upbeat stories making headlines today.
30 new citizens took the oath on Independence Day at South Mountain Community College in Phoenix, Arizona. Among them, Jake Simpson, who left the United Kingdom for the U.S. 31 years ago. Simpson says the reason so many people want to come to the U.S. is because it's awesome. A New York City church that was destroyed during the September 11th attacks and rebuilt 20 years later has been consecrated as a permanent house of prayer. Church leaders choosing July 4th for the ceremony. They say St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church will forever be tied to the birth of America. It's the only house of worship at Ground Zero. T-Rex's cousin is coming up for auction. A fossil of a Gorgosaurus unearthed in Montana in 2018 will be sold by Sotheby's in New York later this month. The dinosaur lived 76 million years ago, approximately 10 million years before T-Rex. The pre-sale estimate is between $5 million and $8 million. And scientists from the Royal Botanic Gardens outside of London have identified a new species of the giant water lily that's the largest in the world. It's named Victoria boliviana in honor of Queen Victoria and Bolivia, where the water lily grows naturally. It's one of the botanical wonders. It can actually be seen from space. It's 10 feet wide, and it can support the weight of 2 people. And those are some of the other stories making headlines on ABC 7.
Doctor is perhaps the best way to address a father and his daughter who just so happen to follow in his footsteps.
But what are the chances of her following him right into the operating room to assist him in a heart surgery? ABC's Will Gantz has more.
Sophia Roberts is following in her father's footsteps. In fact, she's followed so closely, the duo recently found themselves performing surgery together.
We got to teach tomorrow's cardiac surgeons, and one of them just happens to be my daughter.
Is she a good student?
She's excellent.
Sophia is a general surgery resident at Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis. Her father, Harold, is an associate professor of cardiac surgery there.
The fellows, they were kind of thinned out because of COVID, quite honestly, and I asked Sophia if she could step in.
Sophia recently lending a hand during an aortic valve replacement surgery. Ever since she can remember, Sophia says her heart has led her here to cardiac surgery.
It was not just Go Dog Go and See Jane Run books that you were reading to Sophia. What was some of the literature that you were sharing with her from a young age?
I hate to say it was Grant's Atlas. I had to go in once for a ruptured aneurysm on a patient. And she couldn't have been more than 3. And she said, was it one of the red ones or one of the blue ones? And I was like, that kid gets it.
Sophia got it then and gets it now.
The first pump case that she first assisted me with, I mean, she was a champ.
What is it like watching her firsthand follow in your footsteps?
It was great. I can't wait to have it where eventually she'll be doing the entire case and I'll just be helping her.
The father-daughter doctor duo says they'll likely wind up in the OR together again soon. Sophia tells me one thing she always knows is when her dad is in charge of the music being played during surgery. By the way, 2 other siblings in the Roberts family, neither work in medicine.
Amazon is gearing up for its Prime Day event, but there are already some early deals available. The popular online retailer is starting its iconic shipping event on July 12th. Ahead of the sale, Amazon is offering several discounts on electronics like smartwatches and TVs, and up to 60% savings on Nintendo Switch digital games. You can also save on household appliances like Blink security cameras and on several robot vacuums. There are also deals on lifestyle products and streaming services.
And with one final look at our forecast, here's Devin Biggs with the latest.
Good morning, Devin.
Hey, Joe and Emma, thank you very much. A small craft advisory is in effect until 5 p.m. this afternoon because a gusty wind stirring the ocean up. We'll show you those wave heights coming up in just a little bit. The rain, though, has been tracking off towards the east, and notice the coverage has really backed off. This is actually quicker than what the original forecast was thinking, which is good news, so as we'll get the sun out of here just a little bit sooner, or get the sun out a little bit sooner, I should say. So some good news to report there, but the winds will get gusty coming up during the afternoon as we get this area of low pressure here tracking off towards the east. High pressure will move in, push the clouds out of here, so that's why we will see a good amount of sunshine this afternoon and a mostly clear and calm night on the way later on tonight. But as for the wave heights right now, they're only at around 5 feet, so they are increasing, though. That is why that small craft advisory is up until later this evening. But again, the gusty winds reaching up to about 30 miles per hour in a few spots, though, throughout the daytime today, pretty much across the entire state. But by later this afternoon into the evening time frame, those will dramatically back off. So tonight will be a more peaceful evening. Our average high is 80 degrees. We'll be below that today in the middle 70s, with the upper 70s on Thursday, then back in the middle 70s on Friday, upper 70s by Saturday and a Sunday, then lower 80s by Monday, then falling back down to the upper 70s as we head towards Tuesday. Muggy meter dew points are still up for a little while, but they're going to be falling back throughout the daytime today, then really becoming comfortable by Thursday, rising back up into the middle 60s, which is considered humid by Friday, then falling back again with another system that'll be passing through. So by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we'll be looking pretty good. UV index forecast is up again. It's at a 7 at its high, so a burn time of around 30 minutes. So the hat, the sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade all necessary to head out the door to avoid a bad sunburn. As for the water temperatures, though, as you're heading to the beaches, it's still pretty cool out there in the lower to middle 60s. So moving forward for taking a lot of this rain out of here, maybe a few wraparound showers not out of the question. The clouds will also be breaking up, becoming partly cloudy in the afternoon. Mostly clear later on tonight as the winds will also be backing off. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, a little bit more cloud cover moving in. That's all we're really going to be seeing. Things will be looking pretty calm as we head towards tomorrow other than the cloud cover. But for today, middle 70s, some morning rain showers and decreasing clouds for the afternoon. That south wind getting up to about 30 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s under a mostly clear sky. North wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, upper 70s, partly cloudy, and we'll have that southwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And here's a look at your extended forecast. Look at this. We're pretty dry for a couple of days, so at least through Thursday, partly cloudy, highs in the upper 70s. This afternoon will also be dry. More thunderstorms by Friday. Then, of course, Saturday, mostly sunny, highs in the upper 70s. Then upper 70s Sunday, partly cloudy sky.
What could possibly be better than our annual tent sale?
Wait a minute, I have a better idea. How about a no tent sale?
He's right. Dorsey's has scoured their warehouses and suppliers for discontinued, slightly damaged, one-of-a-kind furniture and mattresses. You'll find great tent sale discounts of up to 50% off throughout our showroom. They save the cost of the tent, security, and weather damage and pass the savings on to you. Genius.
It's simple. Less cost for us, more savings for you, my friend.
Mom, sometimes older parents need extra care.
Let me help with that, Mom. I better get this hammer. Oh, no. Let me help with that. Let me help with that, Mom.
Let's give Mom some help. Find care for your mom and dad at care.com.
For over 17 years, ADA Fence Company has been offering top quality fences at the best price and doing the job right the first time. Choose from vinyl, ornamental, wood, rental, and chain link fences. ADA Fence Company also builds kennels, enclosures, and gates of all types and sizes. Proudly serving Eastern and Central Maine. Call ADA Fence Company today at 1-888-891-4564. ADA Fence Company, the professional fence people.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. Due to phenomenal demand, the Backstreet Boys are back. The record-breaking DNA World Tour continues. Brian, Kevin, Howie, Nick, and AJ. Backstreet Boys. Maine Savings Amphitheater, July 21st. Get tickets now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com. For more, check backstreetboys.com.
Delicious twist on your favorite comfort foods. Decadent desserts you can whip up in no time. And game-changing shortcuts. What's for dinner is about to get way easier. So get ready to get dishing.
Weekdays at 1 on Fox 22.
When you stop by the meat case, do you feel overwhelmed? If you do, you're not alone. It can get pretty confusing. But if each week you pick up one cut of meat and get familiar with it, in no time, you'll feel like a pro. To get things going, today we're going to use one of my favorite budget cuts, flank steak. To start, we butterfly it. That simply means that we cut it in half horizontally, almost all the way through, so it opens up like a book. Then we sprinkle with a mixture of Italian breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, and olive oil. Over that, we place a layer of sliced salami and provolone cheese. We roll it up jelly roll style and secure it with bamboo skewers. After trimming it, we cut slices about an inch or so thick, making sure that each piece is secured with a skewer. Then, sear these off on a grill or in a skillet and finish them off in the oven. Serve these for a quick weeknight dinner. Everyone will think you fussed all day. To get the recipe for our flank steak pinwheels, all you have to do is check out our website. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a meat and cheesy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
The answer to a safer neighborhood? More dogs. A new study finds that neighborhoods with more dogs experience lower rates of homicide, robbery, and aggravated assaults compared to neighborhoods with fewer dogs.
Researchers from Ohio State University say an important part of deterring crime has to do with